It's cruise day 4 and we are in Athens. Remember, yesterday was a day at sea, and during that time we made it the whole way from Split down to Athens, and we're pulling in the morning. The port is actually Piraeus because Athens City is about 20 minutes to a half hour away from the port, so you can take a train in. You can just walk off the ship and take the train in town, and that'll get you to Athens. It's a really good price. Or you can take a hop-on, hop-off bus. You could take a personal taxi. We decided to take the hop-on, hop-off bus because there were many different sites we wanted to at least see in Athens, and we figured that would be the easiest way. Now when you get to the terminal, you will have the choice of the red bus, the yellow bus, or the blue bus. And we decided on the blue bus because there was a package deal between the yellow and the blue bus. We bought our tickets with the yellow bus, which was cheaper, and we could use both the blue and the yellow. Now the yellow would go down by the sea, and the blue, here is the map. There are 35 stops, so you can see a lot of Athens, and you get on the bus right outside the terminal in the parking lot. Can't miss it. On the bus, we were able to pass some different things, sightsee a little bit on the way. They have 16 different languages on their audio tour. Here you can see the Peace and Friendship Stadium in the center of Piraeus. And the Olympiakos Stadium in Piraeus is right next to it, right here on the left. The bus you get on at the port is the one that will take you directly here to the Acropolis. From here, you can take another bus that will take you around town, or you can explore a little bit, which is what we did. We went up the road right next to where you go to the Acropolis. We took the road to the left of it, and if you go up the hill, you get to what's known as Mars Hill. That was our planned first stop, and as you see, as you get to the top of the hill, right there is where you buy tickets to go to the Acropolis. If you have not already bought them, it is suggested that you buy them before you get here. But over here to the left, you'll see is an outcropping of rocks, and this is actually a free attraction because you can walk right up to it, and you'll see probably some men in uniforms for pictures. Remember, you will have to give them a tip if you use them in your picture. But right straight ahead here is Mars Hill. Right there on that tablet is the speech from the Bible that Paul gave when he was standing on Mars Hill. And just so it's not too confusing, Mars Hill is also known as Acropolis Hill. They are one and the same. Beautiful, beautiful views out over Athens. And you'll see from the top as we look around that there is actually a beautiful view of the Acropolis from here too. It's a little bit far away, but it's a beautiful view. Just be careful when you're walking around on these stones at the top. It is very slippery. And there's the Acropolis. As you can see, it was very busy that day that we were there, but it's summertime, so that's understandable. Of course, we got some pictures and videos while up there. David found a tree that he really wanted to climb, so he was really happy, and we all enjoyed the shade because there is not much shade on that hill. And Rebecca, as per her usual, found a wonderful place to sit and read.
The Acropolis has a very, very long line, so my dad is going to go to the Acropolis, and we're going to go on a bus ride around everywhere, and then we're going to meet up with Dad a little bit
Here's
later.
a closer look at the ticket counter. The ticket was 20 euros. There's no guarantees that they will have tickets available, so getting it beforehand is a good idea. Right here you can see how long the line was. This was the bottom of the hill. People were standing in line for a very long time, and David learned that if he booked a tour with one of the guides that was standing around, it was 40 euros for the tour, but not only would he get a fantastic tour, but he also got to go straight in and did not have to wait in that very long line. I am just going to show you a few of the ruins and sites that he got to see up there in the Acropolis because he will be making a video. Definitely check back for that if you would like a more in-depth look into this amazing historical site. Normally we don't book a tour guide because it gets very expensive, especially for all 4 of us to do it, but since he was the only one that was going to this site due to the heat and the number of people that were at the site, it was definitely money well spent. He got some great information. They also have informative signs along the path. You could bring a guidebook and do it that way. but if you have the chance, it's definitely a great idea to get the guide. Some things to think about in Athens on a hot sunny day. Please make sure to have plenty of water, a hat, sunscreen, and definitely take care of yourself. Right where the bus stop is at the bottom of the hill, if you look around, you will see another path. This path has a sign that says it is a historic site. If you walk just a little bit up that path, you will come to Socrates Prison. How fun is that? Troyer did a full video on this. You'll find it on our channel, Troyer's Travels, right here, and I will also put a link in the description. There's a lot of interesting history on Socrates being imprisoned here, and I think you will definitely enjoy learning more. One of the stops is the Olympic Stadium that was used in the first modern Olympics in 1896. 50,000 people gathered in this stadium to watch the Olympics the year it was brought back from ancient times, and it's a great stop. We didn't have time to go and explore today, but we definitely recommend that you get off the bus at this point and check it out. Another stop is the Athens Historical Museum. If you plan your day just right, you can watch the changing of the guard at the Syntagma Square. This happens every day at 11 a.m. and I heard it's really cool to see. There are many other museums and palaces that you pass along the way. Most of them you have stops that you can get off at. If you want to take full advantage of your bus pass, I would definitely recommend that you get off the ship as soon as possible and get into town so that you can see many more things. We were a little bit pressed for time, and remember, the traffic does get pretty bad, so you won't go as quickly on the bus tour route as you would think you might. Speaking of traffic, remember to look both ways when you cross the street. If you'll see this woman crossing the street, there is a bus coming. Thankfully, a tragic accident did not occur during this time, but it was quite scary for her, and the man in the red car wanted to explain to her how she should have been looking both ways. One thing we noticed when we were in Greece is sometimes people can very loudly tell you what they think about you. The driver of the bus the kids and I were on actually got out and almost had a fist fight with the guy on the street, so that was interesting. Right here you see scooters and motorcycles go wherever they wish to go. And in fact, I almost think that they thought the white lines on the street were actually denoting their lane, because they definitely use those white lines as their own private lane, which thankfully there weren't any accidents, including the little motorcycles here. But when we were in Rome, we did see an accident that could have been much worse. So it's something we've gotten used to being commonplace in Italy, and evidently it is commonplace in Greece as well for motorcycles to go everywhere. And of course, we couldn't leave Greece without trying some authentic Greek food. We got some skewers with meat, and we also got some gyros. Is it a gyro? Gyro? I don't know, but it was really good. And here is David eating the kebab. One last thing, if you are souvenir shopping on the streets in Greece, be prepared. There might be some X-rated materials available for purchase. If you have kids along, you might just want to know that you just have to be a little bit more cautious in looking to see what is available if you really want your kids to see that. So anyways, we are headed back to the ship, and it is soon time for us to leave this port. We had a great day in Athens. Highly, highly recommend seeing all of that history. And now tomorrow we are headed to Santorini. Santorini is going to be the only port that we are not able to get to the port by walking off the gangplank. So we will show you how to use the tender system, and tomorrow is going to be an early morning because we definitely want to get off right away, and I'll explain why on our next video. So see you for day number 5.